So it's a Saturday. I wonder what you guys are doing. I'm thinking about how nice it would be if I was outside riding on a motorcycle or doing something fun. But I've got some orders to fill, so I thought I'd just show you what I'm up to. And for you guys that don't know, I'm kind of like the wax slug guy. I don't know how that happened. I came up with a tool that people liked, and I've sold hundreds of them. And they're a pretty involved process to make these babies. And so basically, to get to this point where I've got an actual tool that will open a shell, even though it's not profiled, okay, it hasn't got a nice pretty shape on it or anything, but it's a tool. It works. Just to get to that point, first I gotta go over here with a raw piece of lumber. I'm talking about rough, and I gotta run it through my planer, and my dust collector ejects the chips right into this barrel here. So it's all from just running that mahogany. It's a huge amount of waste. And then I come over to my table saw and I clean it up, and I get 2 strips, the width that I desire. Okay. And then I come over to my chop saw and I set up my chop saw with a stop, and I cut all the parts. So I end up with a whole bunch of identical parts. See what I'm saying? And now I got all these parts. And this is some really nice mahogany. Very tight grain, almost perfectly vertical grain. Just love it. A lot of variation in color, a lot of striping, a lot of that ribboning. This is going to be some outstandingly beautiful stuff when it's done. But what I do is I take each piece and I match them up, one cut after another. So it's like a locomotive. So if I have 2 pieces cut, I end up flipping them and rotating them in a certain way so that I get a nice matching pattern, which I think you'll be able to see. It's only going to match perfectly on one side, so I always make that the back where there's no hole, so you'll really be able to see it. And that'll be real pretty. And then I tape them up with masking tape, and then I mark each one of them using a drill bit that's made to, taped up to fit tight in this hole. And so I'll take one of these babies and I'll put it there, and I'll make a little center mark using that. And then I'll come over here and I'll put it in here, and I'll drill the hole to a specific depth, okay? And then I'll come back to my little deal and I'll clamp it, and I'll come over here to my router, which will be set to a specific height, and I will route it so it has a machined perfect interior hole. And it's a beautiful thing. It fits a shot shell exactly, so you can just rotate the shot shell, snug but not too tight. Then I untape it. I take 1/2 over here, I have a fence set up, and I run it through my bandsaw. So now I have a little piece and a wider piece. I take the wider piece and I tape it back on here, and I glue it down. Now I've got this kind of L-shaped piece with a little piece, and I put the little piece on top of there. Well, first I drill the little piece using a template. I have templates for that. And so I drill the little piece. This is a good example of a little piece. It's been drilled, it's ready to rock, and then I put that back on the L. Okay, then I drill smaller holes through there, and I screw it down with some nice stainless hardware. Okay, and now I don't put a blade in at this point, because what I want to do is I want to get that neat little, I don't know if you can see it, but it's a neat little machine detail on that small part, which just looks really cool and is functional. So that goes back on here, back to the router, then it comes back, then I unscrew it, then I put a razor blade in it, then I re-screw it, then I test it. And at that point, I'm right here. And I've got a tool that actually works. Now at this point, I just want to make the tool look really cool. I want to make it look beautiful, and so you guys enjoy holding it. I make it ergonomic, so that when you put your hand around it, there aren't any sharp edges. And I round the edges over, and I hand sand it, and then I oil it. And that is how I make a shell prepper. So thanks for watching, guys. And if you want some of these beautiful mahogany shell preppers, get with me. $35 shipped in the U.S. RW_KEETON at yahoo.com is how you can contact me if you don't want to send me a message here on YouTube. Thanks.